Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We are back once again.
Due to lack of popular demand.
Yes, right. That demand is so lacking that Andy hasn't seen me in the flesh for well over a week now.
I know. It's been sad. It
has been sad.
It has, yeah.
I'm lonely here. And he wouldn't come. He's still just stuck there. That's fine. But I thought we can't miss a podcast, so we'll do it remotely anyway.
Yeah.
How have you been, Andy?
Yeah,
How's
good.
your week in gaming been?
Oh, my week in gaming is pretty much solely been playing Star Wars Outlaws since the early access.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to stop you there and say, no, I didn't spend like £300 million on Ubisoft. Like we had a free trial on the Ubisoft Plus, so
So you've been playing it for free. I've got a shameful admission.
Yes, you cancelled your pre-order. How did I guess? Because you weren't talking to me about it.
Yeah, you weren't persuading me. I saw sense. I was like, do you know what? I can't pre-order an Ubisoft game. It just can't happen.
Yeah, it's fair
so
enough.
I cancelled it. And then I made the critical mistake of watching all the reviews.
Yeah, I've not actually. So that's, I think, where I went right was I didn't watch any of the reviews. I literally didn't see any. I saw numbers start popping up. Like this person gave it a 7 or an 8.5, and then like this person gave it a 4 or whatever, you know. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna see what I think of it and go from there.
Yeah, I think universally it's been given around that kind of 7 out of 10 mark.
Yeah, that's probably about right, to be fair. But that's not bad.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 is pretty good.
No,
you know.
I guess, is it the game you thought it was going to be? Is the question I suppose I want to ask.
So far, yeah. I think, yeah. You know, it was kind of like, remember with Starfield? And there's this big hoo-ha, like, oh my God, it's not No Man's Sky, it's not Star Citizen, it's not this, it's not that. And it's like, but it's freaking Bethesda. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be Fallout in space. What are you expecting? You know?
Yeah.
This is Ubisoft. They only make one game and put a different skin on it. Like, so what are you expecting?
So true.
Like, it's so true though, isn't it? Like every Assassin's Creed game, all 500 million are all the same. All of the Far Cry's are all the same. Like every game they make are all the same, pretty much, you know, for the big hitters. So it's kind of like, I knew what I was expecting, but this is different. And I'm glad about that. It's not a direct clone of Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. There's bits where you go, oh, like that reminds me of Far Cry or Assassin's Creed or whatever. But I actually like what they've done because they have tried to do something new, which I saw some like reviewers were saying that was a bad thing. But for me, that gets massive open world dread, and usually I just don't even bother playing them. I just go, that looks really cool. I'd love to play it, but I know I'm going to go, nah, there's too much like anxiety about starting and all this stuff to do. So I just normally don't even bother. Or if I do, I play a couple of hours, go away from it, play something else, and then never return. But with this, every time I've had some free time, I've been playing it. Like, and I've been enjoying it.
Wow. Okay. I'm totally with you on the open world dread thing. We've spoke about it quite a lot, haven't we?
Yes.
But I think that kind of, I think that balance is, it seems like perfect. Obviously, I've not played it. From what I've seen and what you've said, that kind of guided open world where it's like, you do have the freedom, but really you're just going to follow this corridor.
Yes, yeah, because I'm a linear lover, you know, like I love story experiences where you just walk down a track, like Alan Wake all day long, love that. You know, Alan Wake 2 is fantastic because it's an experience. It's not a vastly open world where there's nothing to do. But do you know what I mean? And this is like exactly true to what they said, where they said it was smaller open world like zones, but they're going to be a bit more like packed full of stuff to do. And it is totally that. I see the map and I go, oh, that's not like overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
You can just like harvest quests, kind of like an MMO. So you can just have stuff on the map everywhere. And then you can choose to go like, oh, I need a part for my blaster to upgrade it. Well, you can like follow like what material you need. And then it will say like, this group of bandits over here in this cave might have your blaster part. And you can just go there. So like I will do a mission, open my map and just see if there's any like little pinpoints near, you know, and then I'll be like, oh, that's only around the corner. I'll do that. And I'm finding that I'm actually doing more side quests now than in other open worlds where I go, now let's ignore all that and just do the main quest. I'm spending more of my time doing the side quests now because I'm finding it more inviting. Like, I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is about it. It's just not too overwhelming. There's not like stats everywhere. It's not like playing Baldur's Gate or something. You've got to get a degree in Dungeons and Dragons to know how to play it. Do you know what I mean? It's very light-hearted open world. It's like an open world light. Do you know what I mean? And
would you say it's like an introduction into RPGs?
Kind of, yeah. But in a good way for me.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, I want to enjoy playing a game. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to have to think too much. I just want to be like, oh, cool, I want to upgrade my gun. It's very easy. I don't need to learn like a million different things. And obviously some people love that. So if you want that, this is not your game. But for me, I'm biased already because I do love Star Wars. I've grown up with it. Like, it's been a big part of my life. And this is great. Like, you're basically Han Solo, but as a new character. It's basically like if they put Han Solo there and called it Han Solo Wars or whatever, you know, like it would it would totally fit. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. The one thing I see a lot of people critically like hating on is the forced stealth. And yeah, people are gonna hate that unless you're kind of growing up with the kind of games that we played when we were younger. Like if you're 20 and you're playing this, you're probably getting very frustrated. You can't save during a mission. If you die, you're back to the start. You know?
Oh, Jeopardy.
So it is full on like, no, start again. Like, you suck. Start again. Like, figure it out. Do you know what I mean? It's like you took the wrong path there, clearly, or you did that wrong, or you didn't spot that person or whatever. Start again. But we grew up with like playing freaking Splinter Cell. I don't need to call it Sam Fisher, but yeah, Splinter Cell, also Hitman, stuff like that, where it was very much like that. You have to plan and learn the map. If you die, you back to the beginning, you know? And I got like frustrated at this immediately at the beginning. I was like, oh man, this is so annoying. I just want to breeze through it. And there is a guided mode, like a adventurer mode that makes it easy. I've no idea. I've not played that. I'm playing it on like normal. But at first it frustrated me. And then I remembered all those games I loved as a kid that I spend hours trying to do one mission, you know, because of whatever. And I'm kind of slightly nostalgic about it. Like, I don't know. I kind of like it. I know that if I'm going in on a mission, I've got to think. I'm like, right, I've got to tactically plan this, and I can't just run through because otherwise I might be going all the way back to the beginning. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm not even off the base world yet, and I'm probably like 10 hours in.
No way.
Yeah, I've done a bit of like flying around in space, like for some missions, but I'm choosing to just stay in the main place that you start in and do like everything because there's so much to do there. There's like reputations amongst 3 different like clans, and if you do something for one, it's going to ruin your reputation with someone else. And some missions that you would have to stealth through, if your reputation's good enough, you can just waltz in and they let you in, and then you can just go and steal stuff. Like, you can send your little Niblet guy to like steal people's like.
He's called Niblet.
No, it's called Nix because my dog's called Onyx, right? So I keep thinking, oh no, it's like him.
Niblet.
But yeah, I call him Niblet. And you can send him to anyone you see, pretty much, like within reason, not just like standard NPCs, but if it's a stormtrooper or like a guard, you can steal their stuff. So you could steal a key card, or maybe you'll get credits, or maybe you'll get a grenade. And like, it's pretty cool. Like, I really enjoy it. I'm genuinely enjoying this game.
So here's the big question then. If you had to pay for it, would you buy it?
Now that I've played it, yeah. Like, and that's the thing is, if I don't complete the game whilst this trial is on, which is very likely that I won't complete it, because you know what I'm like with completing games. Like,
you're not going to complete it at all, ever.
No, but I'm so invested now. Like, after the first day, I was like, yeah, I'd buy this. Do you know what I mean?
Here's my prediction.
Yeah.
Here's my prediction. You've fallen in love with this game.
Yeah.
You're going to play it loads. The trial will end.
Yes.
Because you're going to try and completionist it.
Yeah.
I know what you're like.
Yeah.
The trial will end. You'll buy a Steam version of it, or whatever, wherever it is available, off Ubisoft. You'll buy a copy of it.
And then not play it.
And never play it again.
That's probably right. That's probably
Did you hear what
happened
with the PS5 version?
With the saves. Yeah, that's savage. So you can actually apparently continue your save, but the update won't be applied. So like whatever the break was, will still
it was
be
progression breaking.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So you could continue your save until you get to the point where the game won't let you continue.
Yeah, that's like I had to Google as soon as I saw that. I was like, does this affect PC? Because if it was, I was just not going to bother. Like, I wasn't going to start again. Do you know what I mean? So I totally feel for those people, especially because those people were likely to have paid for it.
The big RGT did a video about it, which was quite interesting.
Oh yeah.
You know, he tends to rant about stuff a lot anyway, but he had a really good point. Was like, it's not so much that there's a game-breaking bug after this kind of pre-release period and there's a patch. That's kind of normal. What's kind of alarming is that so many people reviewed it on PlayStation but didn't come across this bug or talk about it.
We've talked
did
about
they
it in the past.
play it?
Yeah. Remember, we actually did an episode, I think on the main channel years ago, called like game reviews are fake or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't do them, because I guarantee you 90% of people that review do not play the game. Like, fully. No way. They'll play 3 hours and go, yeah, that's not a review of the game. Like, that's a
you'll
preview.
Get a feel for the mechanics and stuff, and that's it.
That's like a first look or like a preview kind of thoughts about it. Is not a review unless you complete that game, in my opinion. It's not a review. It's not fair.
Well, it's really hard. I think if you've done less than 20 hours, it's really hard to give a proper kind of summary of how this game feels, what the rhythm of it's like.
Yeah, totally.
Is it enjoyable or not?
Yeah.
So if that progression bug was big enough for them to patch it out that you have to delete your save file, it was obviously a big problem.
Yeah.
And now if that existed for all those review keys, then obviously the people that reviewed it on PS5 didn't play it fully.
Yeah.
That's clear, because it would have come up as a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
The fact that we've talked about you not completing this game inevitably means that I need to address something that's happened in the past week.
Oh no, what's happened?
And there is now officially a 128 KB bingo card.
I love it.
One of our channel members is in the channel membership Discord. If you're not there, join. It's fun and it's a lovely place to be for all our members. But Temperius in the Discord was like, right, I'm making an actual bingo card.
That's incredible.
And definitely one of them is Andy doesn't complete a game.
Well, there you go. You guys have got a stamp now.
Stamp straight away. I'll figure something out with the bingo card. Maybe we'll do like a giveaway, one of the millions of controllers that we've got or something.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. If first person to get a full bingo card gets something.
Oh, go on. Carry on.
I was just going to say, if not, just a round of applause. Well done.
I love it. I wanted to just get one last thing out about Outlaws.
Yeah.
I don't do like card games, like if it's in a game, AJ already knows, like it's a big no for me. I hate it. Like, just skip. Yeah. I don't care.
Really?
Yeah. I fine playing card games in person, like depending on the game, but generally I'm a bit like meh, especially if it's in a game, right? But there's a Star Wars game called Sabacc, and it's in the game, and it's basically just like a poker-y kind of game. I genuinely really enjoy it. I've spent hours playing this freaking this game, and there's like a mission, like a side mission or whatever, where you have to like beat like bigger tables, and you have to get into these underground like gambling rings. And it's part of the mission to do it.
I can't believe you're into it.
I've been into it. Like the first, I only tried it because Christina was like, "Oh look, there's like gambling." I was like, "Oh my god!" And I played it
card games.
Yeah, I played the first one. Was like, meh. And then I found myself going back, and then I found that mission, and I genuinely really like it. So there you go.
Are you like it with all like mini games, inside games?
Mainly, yeah. I don't really bother.
Because it's a very RPG thing that there'll be a mini game that follows you.
Yes.
Not like a one-time event.
Yes.
Like something that follows you throughout the game.
Yep.
And that if you're a completionist, firstly, you're going to need to complete it or get to the top level or whatever.
Yep.
But quite often in RPGs, there'll be like ultimate rewards for doing so.
Yes. Yeah. This gives you like better
like spells, weapons, whatever it is, abilities that I know. And the bingo card time, Final Fantasy is like...
It is a big thing.
And in Rebirth, I really liked it. It got slammed. Loads of people hated this, but it was called Queen's Blood, and it was it was like a fighting card game.
Yeah.
A bit like Magic, It's I really enjoyed it. I really got into it. I spent a lot of hours just sat there grinding this card game.
Yeah.
But it reminded me a little bit of, there was one in Final Fantasy VIII called Triple Triad, which was...
I remember you telling me about that before. Saying
that was cool.
The best one. Yeah.
This was the best one. It was really easy, but it was the best one.
Yeah. I think the only game that I've ever actually got into like those side little mini gamey, cardy, gamey, pokery things, I think was the original Fable. And it might have been with the expansion, the Lost Chapters or whatever it was. I feel like there was, you would go into pubs and do these like mini games. I can't remember what it was. If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments. But that was the only one that I actually like went through. And
can we talk about Fable for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Because it happened and then we forgot about it instantly.
What?
And we've not talked about it at all.
What?
Gamescom happened.
Oh, yes.
And of course, there was opening night live, and like every game ever was either previewed or they were showcased in some way. And Masters of Albion, it's called. I've just got a little note in front of me.
Yes.
You'll see Peter Molyneux.
So it's not even Fable.
It's not Fable. It's the most weird, janky PS3 looking game I've ever seen, and I'm really sad for him.
It looks terrible. I mean, it just looks like Black and White 2 from like 1998 or whenever it was.
It's like basically a tower defense game
where you would play as God.
Yeah. So you've got like, it's all of Peter Molyneux's things in one. It's set in obviously in the Fable universe because of the name, and the kind of aesthetic as well. But yeah, you've got like the populous godlike thing, and then this black and white tower defense thing. But you can also go as in a first person, or is it third person view? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like,
and you act as one of the heroes.
Yeah, third person view. Yeah.
So then you can, I don't know, defend the tower.
I'm sorry.
I saw it and I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah, because when he like came on, we were both like, oh yeah, like black and white and all that kind of stuff. Like, do you remember those? Because I loved them as a kid. And then when we started seeing gameplay, I was like, oh, okay.
Dear.
And because
it looks like a PS3 game.
It does look like a PS3 game. It looks really bad. And again, I was like, hang on, is this set in Fable because of Albion? But apparently, it's not even anything to do with that. They've just taken the name, which is like apparently it's actually a reference to some historical place. I haven't looked into this. Anyone that knows more, let me know, because apparently there was a thing about Microsoft trying to sue him or something for using the name, but then he said no, someone asked him what if Microsoft sue him because of Fable, and he said you can't sue a mythical place that's actually like a historical thing, which is Albion, right? And I didn't know that. I thought Albion was made up for Fable. But it's not. So yeah, I was like, what? Like,
so
it's really confusing. It's nothing to do with Fable.
I just assumed it was a reference.
Yeah, me too.
Because of who it is and where, and the name. I was like, that's Fable. It's like a Fable spin-off.
Yeah, me too. No.
Oh. There was a whole bunch of games that looked kind of interesting. I don't know whether to go through them all or not. And there was loads. Watch it. It was long ago now. Everyone's done videos. We didn't. It was a while ago. I wrote them all down, which was a really boring job to do whilst it was happening.
Yeah, I mean, we can go through this if you want. We can change the podcast mid-podcast and talk about this stuff. It's still relatively like new. Do you know what I mean? It was only a week and a half ago, wasn't it?
Well, I was just going to touch on it just quickly then.
Yeah.
Directive 8020.
This looks cool.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I thought it looked quite good.
I've seen loads of adverts for it now. They just keep replaying that trailer as like pre-roll adverts everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've written stupid notes underneath them because obviously I was tired, or I don't drink, so I can't say I was drunk. But I've just put Last of Us in space.
It did look a bit like that, didn't it? It did, yeah. Like I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, this actually looks quite good. And then what I really liked throughout this whole show was available to wishlist now on Steam. And every game I went into Steam and every game I typed in wasn't there to wishlist. So I was like, okay, great.
What are they up to?
Right.
Was there any that stood out to you? As like,
Goat Sim. No.
Goat Simulator Remastered, obviously. Borderlands 4. Can I make an admission right now?
Yeah.
I don't like Borderlands.
No, I'm not a Borderlands fan.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah, no, I've never been. I played like the first one and was like, it's all right. And then that was it. Never played another one again.
It never clicked with me.
No, it wasn't my thing either. One thing that was my thing is Dying Light The Beast, which started as a DLC, but now it's going to be a whole standalone thing. So if you've got the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2, you'll actually get this for free. But they're stopping sale of the Ultimate Edition of Dying Light 2 at the end of this month to stop people from getting it for free, so that they have to buy it when it comes out. So if you want to get the Beast for free, go buy Dying Light 2 Ultimate Edition, and you'll get it for free. So
that sounds quite cool.
Yeah, that looks really good. I've only played Dying Light 1, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
One I was kind of low-key excited for is No More Room in Hell 2.
Yes, yeah, we'd seen this before in a previous, some sort of show, can't remember which one. And that looked cool because of that 8-player co-op.
That's it.
So I thought that looked cool, seeing a bit more of that.
8-player co-op. Maybe it's something we could open up to the Discord or something. I don't know.
Yes, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Get some people in there. If not, it's a chance for us to play a game together.
Yes, yeah.
And a zombie survival. Who knows? It could be rubbish.
It could be rubbish.
I don't know the first game, so I've
not played the first one. I'm pretty sure Temperius played the first one and said it was all right. So number 2 should be pretty good, maybe.
Arc Raiders, there was just very little information about it, and I've not looked to see anything else, but it kind of looked quite cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to give a massive shout out to Space Marines 2.
Oh, yeah, for looking incredible and then doing the wrong thing.
I don't know. There's still mixed information about whether the co-op is available in the main campaign or if it's just special missions.
Apparently, what I read is that it is co-op campaign as well as then separate, but the cross-platform is a bit dodgy. So
it's still iffy, isn't it? So
I can't remember who makes it or I think what it is if you buy on Epic Game Store, then it's cross-platform with Xbox and PlayStation, I think, right? But if you buy it on Steam, you can only play it with other PC players. So it would be cross-platform with Epic. And you can turn this on or off in the settings. So if you're on Xbox and you don't want to play with people on PlayStation, you can say no cross-platform. So it's really janky. So it's either Epic Game Store and Xbox and PlayStation, or if you're on Steam, you can only cross-platform with other Epic Games users on PC. So there's no cross-platform. It's just cross-PC.
Just PC.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, this is so stupid. Just
wonder why they've done that.
I have no idea, but it sounds ridiculous, you know.
There must be some technical limitation or something that's happened there.
No idea. But it's why, if it's on Steam, just make it.
I want to love this game so
me too.
much.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
It looks like Gears of War in the Warhammer universe.
Yes,
and I'm all for that.
Yeah,
I'm not particularly a big Warhammer fan, but I do love the art style.
Yeah, me too.
It just looks cool. I think I have to say I also cancelled my pre-order.
But there's a reason, I'm sure, which is why you did it. Is that the lack of 4-player co-op?
Well, I cancelled my pre-order because I'd ordered it on the PS5.
Oh,
and
yes.
then at the time, it was unclear whether there'd be cross-play at all.
Yeah.
So I have not even talked about this. I bought an Xbox.
Oh, yes.
The Series X.
Yes. AJ's handheld of choice was a Series X.
Instead of buying the Ally X, I was like, so my thinking there was, I'll come back to Warhammer. My thinking there was, the Ally X is in all likelihood going to go back to Asus at some point soon.
Yes.
And I've really enjoyed the Game Pass machineness of it and playing Game Pass games really well. Yes. Loads better than the Series S. Maybe it's just in my head, but it feels like it's just a much better experience.
Yes, yeah.
So I was like, do you know what? I am all in on Xbox now. Now's the time. And it just so happened that Microsoft sent an email with a special offer on the refurbed Series X's. It came in at $350 or something.
Yeah, that's too good to miss.
I was like, I can't miss this. I've got to do it now. So
I
bought the Series X.
AJ was messaged me and he was like, there's this offer. And I was like, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. That's too good. The Series X is so good. Just do it. So I'm glad you got that.
So it means that the Ally X is that much further away again. I've kicked that into the long grass.
Yeah, but to be fair, with your use case and stuff, You don't really need a handheld. Do you know what I mean? You've always got, whether you're at your place or the studio, you can be in front of a TV. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of works to have two systems, have the Series X and the actual, and the Series S as well. And it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. So I cancelled my pre-order of Warhammer on the PS5 because then I was like, I'll get it on the Xbox. And I just haven't done that yet. I haven't done it.
The thing that stopped me from ordering it was they said it was 3-player co-op. So you and 2 others, and we were hoping that it would be 4-player co-op because all 4 of us with Temperius, one of our members, we were all really set on getting this, and I was going to get Christina a copy, and it's okay, we can do 4-player co-op. And then they were you and 2 others, and it was someone's
going to miss out.
Yeah, we all wanted to play this game a lot, and now someone's going to have to sit it out, and it's nah. And I think I'll just wait.
I think I still will get it, and
I want to get it
and just do the story and play through because it looks like it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, what we should do is just not tell anyone. We'll buy it and play through it together, and then not tell anyone.
That's a genius idea. It's not like we make videos about games and we tell everyone everything.
We're on the camera. Oops. I'm joking.
I don't want to drag down through all of these games.
No.
But June. I just want to say June.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a new MMO, a survival MMO. This looks cool. I've always played MMOs since 2004, I think. 20 years of MMO. That sounds horrible.
This looks insane.
Yeah, this looks incredible, and I can't wait to play it.
I just hope that it can live up to the promises that it's kind of putting out there. of what it can
totally.
Be. It looks, everything they've released so far, that deep dive they did at Gamescom, does look like it will, but games have let us down in the past.
They have, and MMOs are hit and miss, but this seems to be a big budget one. The last big budget MMO that I can think about was Elder Scrolls Online, and that's 10 years old.
I guess the biggest thing with MMOs is making sure that there's a healthy player base. Yeah,
totally. But it's June, and all the MMO players that have been sat on World of Warcraft for 20 years, they're always looking for something new. There's people that the beginning of MMOs are always ram-packed, and then it's 1 month later, if the game sucks, there's no one there. If it's still pretty good, then
Can we, before we get on to the main part, I just want to say an honourable shout out to games having a really bad player base at launch.
Oh,
have you seen the news surrounding Concord?
Yes, it had less players than Gotham on Steam.
No, it didn't. No, don't say that.
It did. I think Concord was at just under 600 or something. And Gollum had 750, I think. And that game is trash.
Gollum is one of the worst games made since E.T.
It is awful. The studio shut down after it, didn't they?
Yeah,
they didn't even fix the game. They just went, nah, bankruptcy.
Sorry. Wow. Yeah, it's been a huge budget game for PlayStation.
Yeah. And they spent 8 years or something making this.
What were they doing? 8 years to make an arena shooter.
Yeah, they could have.
What?
They could have done that in a year. It's not hard, is it? Just
it
a small little
mental.
map. Yeah. I don't know. They spent 200 million apparently on it, or something like that.
What?
They probably made 20 grand back.
Oh dear.
I saw an article, I think just this morning, saying that they think there was only 20,000 players in total. Estimated 20,000 in total.
That's like an indie game.
Yeah,
if you're a really small indie team and you've got 20,000 players, you'd be like, oh, we've done all right.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We spent barely any money, so it's okay.
Yeah. 200 million.
Day one, I was like, definitely not playing that. As soon as it was released, and it was the letdown of this huge cinematic trailer, and that's probably where they spent a lot of budget, is in the renders for the trailers. And it looking like a new IP that might be... It's leaning on the Guardians of Guns of the Galaxy kind of thing a little bit.
Vibes,
and I was like,
yeah,
but this looks like it could be quite good fun. There's action, a bit of a... And there were these roguelike characters. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the gameplay after 3 minutes of the cinematics, and it's an arena shooting. Haven't we had enough of these now?
No, they're so boring to me. If it was a free-to-play game, fine. I still would never play it. But
inevitably, it will go free to play.
Yeah, but
almost certainly.
I'm not. I don't like those games. Like, there's nothing that appeals to me at all. Like the rise of those battle royale games from the first one, like PUBG or whatever it was. I was just like, oh man, they suck. Like I'm not about that at all. Like, if I want to play a multiplayer game like that, I'll just jump into Call of Duty, bit of arcade shooty. But I'm way more into like actual games. Like, have
you seen the new Call of Duty stuff?
No, I've not seen it.
They've basically turned it into arcade John Wick.
Okay, right.
You got like this new Omni movement thing, so you can sprint in all directions.
And at the same time, you just like rip your body apart.
And you can, and it's basically aliens. And you can dive in all directions as well, so you can dive around corners and stuff rather than sliding.
Oh, that's going to be really frustrating.
It's going to be so annoying, especially as someone who's, despite all the rumors, I'm not very good at Call of Duty. It's weird. Unless I cheat, and then then I'm really good.
20,000 accounts. Yeah,
it was all me. As someone who's not very good at Call of Duty, but I enjoy playing it, like casually jumping in and it having a whole skill level higher. That's just there for the sweats.
Yeah.
That's just annoying.
Yeah,
it's a bit like. There's been occasions where I have played Fortnite because it's the only game people play.
Oh, okay.
I don't like
enough.
it.
Okay, fine.
It's like, okay, I'll play. All right, fine, all right. And it's just annoying because you've got people doing all these stupid movements and then you've got this like tower building nonsense.
What is with that?
It's like it's irritating for casual players when there's these huge skill level things that stop your enjoyment of playing it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, yeah.
It's like, I get it. You can get really good at this. Cool. But most people don't have hundreds of hours to sink into Call of Duty.
But I'm pretty sure Call of Duty, like, skill-based match makes, doesn't it? Like, it used to, at least.
It does, kind of.
Yeah.
But it just seems to be that maybe I'm that bad that no matter what lobby I go
There's not a class. You're below. So they put you in with people better to try and get you up there. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure with skill-based matchmaking, it works off the level that you're at rather than your stats.
Oh, really?
It?
Oh, I thought it was stat-based.
Or is it off your stats?
Yeah, no, I think it was stat-based.
Well, then if it's I'm doomed. I've never seen a positive kill-to-death ratio.
Oh, amazing.
It's always below 1.
But you only jump in now and again, and it is a kind of game that you need to kind of get good at.
Once a month I'll play it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got to kind of build up that foundational skill level for sure.
Yeah. No, I'm not. There's just too many other games I want to play, but it is fun just to pick like an arcade game, just to pick up and play. I enjoy it for that. So it frustrates me when they move that goalpost even further away. I can't be bothered just to be in a lobby full of people John Wicking around corners.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'm looking forward to play it because Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. I'll play it.
I've not seen any of this like new techniques or anything. I was just like, I'll just play the game, see what it's like. But
I think they've made the campaign longer in Black Ops 6 as well.
Yeah, I've not played a campaign since Modern Warfare 2 in like 2009. So I didn't even know there was campaigns in Call of Duties anymore.
I don't think there is. It's pointless. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
It's on a whole podcast already.
We kind of are. I wanted to finish the show then, as it were, just as the main thing, the juicy part of the conversation.
Yes.
And that is kind of now the dust has settled.
Yes.
It's really kind of sharing our long-term experiences with the Ally X.
Yes.
Kind of properly. We did a month-on video of like, but that was still like full of excitement and that the kind of new kind of feeling to it. Now it's just a daily driver.
Yes.
Like, what are the actual experiences like with it? And that for you, it has actually been your daily driver entirely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I reach for it every single time. Like, and I love the Steam Deck and my Switch, but
have you played anything else since you've had it?
Yeah, I've played some like GameCube emulation on the Steam Deck. because
okay,
I love
because you got F-Zero.
Yeah. It is my Steam Deck's like my emulation kind of game machine, because it's so easy to set up and I've already done it. It's all there. I don't need to do it again. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like the screen's beautiful and stuff. So
yeah,
that's great. But yeah, my Ally X, since I've had it, that's just basically all I've played on completely, for everything, for hooking it up to the TV, to playing it handheld, which is 90% of what I've been doing, it's still fantastic. I've got over the honeymoon period, but I'm still on that same level of wow, this is amazing,
Yeah.
It's just incredible. It's so good.
I've literally, because I'm not at my house at the moment, I'm house sitting for someone, so it's actually been the perfect moment to still have it.
Yes.
Because when this came up in the calendar, a friend of mine's gone on holiday and I got to stay at their house. I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to game at all.
Yeah.
Or I'll have to log into his PlayStation, and I don't like doing
delete
that.
All his saves. Yeah.
Yeah. All games deleted. You don't want these.
Yeah.
So I was like, perfect. I've got the Ally X. I can take it with me. And suddenly there was a whole other level to this device that made loads more sense.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got this fully portable, absolute monster of a gaming machine.
Yeah.
And I just take it with me, and I'm having the same experience as I have at home or here when I'm at the studio.
Yep.
I know that's a really stupid thing to say because it's handheld, it's supposed to be portable, but I think most of us aren't that portable in our lives.
Yeah.
We're either at work or at home. It's quite rare that we are somewhere else.
Yes.
Or traveling for a long period of time and you're not driving.
Yes. Most people.
So getting to experience that was, it felt a little bit like I've been in the future at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing.
Kind of cool.
For me, even though I am mainly at home, and I've got a home studio and stuff, I still, a lot of the time, I'm just sat on the sofa playing on the Ally X because Christina will be playing on the Xbox or whatever. Yeah, when I'm at work. Yeah. I'm just chilling, just laying on the sofa,
No, this is my job.
This is my job. No, but you know what I mean? In the evenings and stuff, I would happily just sit there and play it. I was playing Ghost of Satsuma for so long,
brilliant.
And I was just playing it handheld. This is incredible. High settings, okay, I've got frame gen on and FSR 3, but I'm getting high 50 FPS with and it's looking incredible, and I'm playing the game and having a blast, and just sat on the sofa, and it's just so good. And for those people that work nights, loads of people work night shifts and stuff, that instead of having to carry around a big clunky laptop, it's you've got a little device, maybe you've got one of those portable monitors that we've done on the main channel. We've reviewed the Ars Opa one, and you could just set that up and you've got an absolute beast to be, maybe you're...
It's unreal to be able to play those AAA games on the go. That's the thing that's really blown my mind.
Yeah, that's the thing that really blows my mind, especially with the introduction of frame generation and upscaling. However means you do it, whether that's with lossless scaling or FSR, with AFMF or inbuilt frame gen, and the same with the upscaling, the different types there. It blows my mind that you can play stuff like Ghosts of Satsuma at high, and I put textures to very high, and I'm playing on a freaking handheld at 1080p. It is amazing. It's ridiculous.
There's the kid part of me that remembers, and we've talked about it a lot, that the kind of Fisher Price versions of the games.
Yes.
That you'd get on the Game Gear or the Game Boy or whatever.
Me up there somewhere.
Yeah. Even later on when you had the PSP or PSPP and the PS Vita, it was more often than not a weird lower version of this game. It wasn't the same game.
No.
It was different.
Yep.
Finally, we're now at a stage where we can play 99% of our favorite games that are released right now.
Yes.
Handheld.
Yeah, with good performance.
The child in me can't get my head around that.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Blew my mind as well, and that's why I immediately pre-ordered one when we got sent the original sample, was because obviously love the Steam Deck and stuff, but it's not really there for AAAs, and you can't even play half the stuff because it's Linux, with the anti-cheat and stuff. So when I got the Ally X to test out, playing some AAA games and then seeing the performance and being like, oh wow, like this is insane. Like it's just a full-on PC, which I like.
Yeah.
You know, full-blown Windows, so you can do absolutely anything. Like, you know, and the performance is great. It's just like, this is insane.
So, I guess I want to talk about my negatives.
Yeah, you could go for it.
Because
I'll sit here and shoot you down.
Yeah, no, it's important.
No, it is important. There are negatives, of course.
But there's been way less than I expected.
Yes.
It's been such a smooth experience. It's really surprised me. My hang up was that it's Windows, and
yeah,
I hate Windows.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it.
Well, you're a Mac guy.
Yeah, I jumped away from PC probably 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
I still have one. We record these videos on one, so I keep my tone, but not like I used to. And it always annoyed me that Windows is like 1,000 updates every second, and then one of them inevitably is going to break everything, and you're going to have to find the thing that it broke and then download something and roll. Yeah, it's part of the fun. And my genuine concern was like, this is going to be the same experience, but in something that's harder to control because it's this handheld little thing.
Fair enough. Yeah.
There's a psychological block that I have that I feel like I'm not quite in control of the machine.
Yes.
Because I'm not sat at a keyboard and mouse, but I think that's just an old school hang up.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But that's not played out to be the case at all, despite the fact that Windows 11 isn't optimized for handheld devices at all yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And they need to sort that out like yesterday. That's the biggest negative.
Yeah.
But despite that, things like the Army Crate, the Update Center, and actually just being able to quickly navigate to where like the optional updates and stuff are, it's actually a lot easier than I was imagining it was going to be.
Yes, me too. Yeah, me too.
Really surprised me. So I thought that was going to be a huge negative. The setup's horrible. We've talked about that a lot.
Again, that's just Windows, you know, that is Windows 11 just being unoptimized. And when we say we want it optimized, I think people will think we're trying to say like remove it. No. I still want Windows 11. I just don't want all the jank forced on me as if I was setting up a school laptop. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. Like, go away.
Well, you don't want OneDrive.
Like, oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No.
You don't want it.
Of course I don't. No. Like, I hate it.
Does anyone?
No,
Does anyone want it?
Nobody wants OneDrive. Just delete it. So, but you know, like that all that hopefully can be fixed in time, and it's not an Asus problem at all. It's just Windows. It's a Microsoft issue. But once you get past that, like you said, it's very easy to...
Very easy.
You know.
There's only been like little things that I've come up against that have been kind of a mild frustration.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just learning how to use it properly, how to use like the like Armory Crate properly in order for it to know what you're trying to do. Because you've got the auto switching of the input device type.
Yes.
Bit like gamepad mode or keyboard mode it thinks it's in or whatever it is, or auto switching.
Yes.
Quite often when you're trying to launch certain games, it won't detect that it's in gamepad mode and it'll come up, you're not using a controller.
Yeah.
So you've got to learn like the right way to go through to the right launcher so it figures it out.
I've never had that issue,
bypass
weirdly. Yeah.
I've had it kept coming up, interestingly enough, last weekend. Since I started playing Battlefield again.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah. There's nothing wrong with Battlefield.
I love it. It's my favourite shooter, okay? So I've gone back into that and playing it on the Ally X. It's been amazing.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Crazy good. It keeps coming up with that warning and it's annoying. Just get over it is kind of...
Oh, that's weird. Are you launching the game with auto on? So like the controller thing on auto, or are you forcing gamepad mode?
At first it was auto, and then I was going in and switching it to gamepad mode, and it still comes up the same warning.
Oh, weird.
It comes up less often if you launch through Armory Crate, then Game Pass, and
okay, yeah. See, I pretty much just launch all my games through Armory Crate, and weirdly, I stay on auto almost all the time now, and unless I'm specifically wanting mouse and keyboard, I just go auto, and then I know it's just going to work.
It's only when you've, let's say you've shut down and you open back up and it'll obviously reboot the windows that were open if you've gone into hibernate mode. Then you start getting like the input issues.
Yeah, I get you, yeah.
But they're not really issues. It's like a false warning.
Yes, yeah.
It's like the launchers going, this isn't right, but actually when you get into it, it's fine. They're the negatives, really. The things that have really blown me away, battery life primarily.
Battery life is insane.
Considering the performance.
Yeah, it's absolutely mad. Like that 80 watt hour battery.
Is madness.
It is so good. Like it really is. You don't worry about the battery at all.
I don't even consider it.
Yeah, exactly. You just go, cool, I'm just going to play this game. And I don't have any thought about the battery whatsoever. And I know I'm going to have a great time.
Yeah. It's been pretty mental. I think for me, it's been the ultimate Game Pass machine.
Yes. Yeah, it has been. Yeah, totally. And that's what I love about it as well, is that Game Pass is readily available there. And I've got like my PC games from everywhere where I've got like so many of them, but I can also basically turn it into an Xbox. Like I love that. I absolutely love that.
I think the other thing I'll say as well is that the thing that puts me off buying it is the price.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so expensive.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
But I will say, if you're in the market for something right now and you've got that kind of money spare to spend on something, you will not regret a second penny that you've spent. It is 100% worth it. It's just very expensive.
Yeah, to me, it's a laptop alternative. Do you know what I mean?
And like, a very cheap one when you put it in that context.
If you were looking at buying a gaming laptop, just buy an Ally X. Unless you're wanting to really do spreadsheets on it and stuff. You can totally do that on the Ally X, but you're going to need peripherals, whereas on a laptop it's all built in, But if you're just buying a laptop for gaming, get the Ally X.
Have you seen that's how they're marketing the MSI Claw?
Yeah, because it's failing hard.
This pre-roll advert came up for it the other day, and it starts off with a guy doing spreadsheets on a keyboard, and he's got his MSI Claw in like a little third-party dock, and he pulls it out and then wanders off and starts playing games as he's walking down the road. Like, what, the first thing you're showing is spreadsheets, and you're really struggling, clearly.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you're not buying the MSI Claw to do spreadsheets on.
No, definitely not. No. But, that's the good thing about these Windows PC handhelds, is that you can multitask on it. Like Christina's got the original Ally, and that is actually her PC. She uses it more as a PC than games on it, which is ridiculous. Wow. So, and it's cool that you can do that. And that's what I love about the fact that it's full-blown Windows 11, is that you can literally do anything on it, It's very, very cool.
You've done some videos with external displays. We were looking at some external GPUs as well.
Yes, I really want to test
kind of plays into this PC thing. I've reached out to a few of them to see if we can.
Yes.
There's another thing that you were trying as well, and the kind of using it as a PC, when that was streaming from your PC to it.
Yeah, so that's part of why I want to test one of these eGPUs, because I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws through my editing PC, which has got an RTX 3080, and an i9 processor, like 64 gig RAM, whatever. So it's like a decent PC, and it can game. So I was like, well, I'm going to run Outlaws on this PC, and then I'm going to stream it to my Ally on the TV downstairs and play it that way. So,
oh wait, you were streaming it to the Ally, the original Ally?
No, to my Ally X.
To the Ally X, okay.
Yeah. So, because Christina's is like hers, I don't touch that, So, mine, I then thought, well, it's not on Steam. So, Steam has Steam Link built in. So, if you've got a PC with a game installed, you can either go to your Steam Deck or your Ally X or any other Windows handheld PC, whatever, as long as you've got Steam on there, and it will say, stream it from your other PC on the network.
Yeah.
But there's a big amount of latency and stuff via doing that. But it's an option to do it very easily. You don't have to do anything. You just install the game on the host PC, and it will show up on the other one. And I was like, well, Star Wars Outlaws isn't in Steam, so I can't do that. It's on Uplay, which is their own thing. So I was like, right, I'm going to have to basically create like a LAN streaming server with Moonlight and Sunshine. So Sunshine and Moonlight are the way that you stream. I can effectively either stream Steam, or you can just completely remotely access your PC, and you do whatever you want remotely. So it's really quite easy to set up. I might do a video about it, like dedicated video about it. And the latency is really low, and it's a LAN thing. So really you need your main PC hardwired, like Etherneted to your router for better performance. And then you just Wi-Fi stream it to your little thing, your Ally X or whatever. So I've had my Ally X plugged into my 4K OLED TV, streaming the game from my PC upstairs, sending it down with a controller attached. And I've been playing it like that. And it's been great. Like, it's been really cool.
It's such an unnecessarily complicated and large-scale setup, considering you could just play it in your hands.
Oh, I could. Yeah, I could.
But no, Andy has to play it on his PC, set up a local area network for it to stream onto his Ally X, which is connected to his TV, and he's now using a third-party controller.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. I wanted to do it that way because I was like, I want to, run this game at higher settings.
You know what the ROG Ally has done to you?
What's that?
It's opened the door that you shut a few years ago to the ultimate PC nerd. It's just fully cranked it open. Now Pandora's box is open. It's spilling out everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
you're going to be asking me around for a LAN party in a minute.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I genuinely am. but yeah. So that is true. That is true. The Ally X has totally put my foot back into PC Master Race land. It totally has, because that is like the ultimate PC Master Race little PC device. It is the PC gamer's ally. It is your ally. If you're a PC gamer and you want to play AAA games on the go, get that. But you can also do stuff like I've just described, which has been phenomenal. It's been so good playing that game. But that then made me think, if I had an eGPU, I wouldn't even have to bother with all this streaming stuff. I could just plug the Ally in, run the game natively on the Ally, and it go onto the TV. So that's why we've been trying to contact some people to see if we can test them out, because that would be amazing. But I've not played Star Wars Outlaws on the Ally yet because Ubisoft still haven't enabled their cloud save feature. It just comes up with an error. Yeah, so I was playing it early access. And it was just coming up with an error code, and everyone online's the same. They can't upload their save to the Ubisoft server, so I can't re-download it on the Ally. What I could do is just go into the files on my PC, get the save file, and literally transfer it over. Yeah, but I just can't be bothered. So I'll wait.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah. But it's been great.
I can't believe you're full PC Master Race. The Switch 2 is going to get announced this month or something. And you're not even going to notice it.
Oh, no, I will.
You're going to scoff.
Yeah, no, I will. No, I can't wait to jump in on the Switch 2.
12 gig of RAM. You're going to be like,
yeah, I will be. But, it'll be fine for playing Mario and stuff. But that's the thing is, unfortunately now, Nintendo's lost out on my money, because all the third-party games that I would have otherwise bought, I don't need to, because I've got an Ally X that's going to run them better. And it's going to be cheaper. You're not paying Nintendo tax. The only thing I will play on the Nintendo Switch 2 will be first-party titles.
Well, and do you know what? If you've got access to other things, then that's absolutely the way you should go.
Yeah.
Before, it was the only way to play it handheld.
Yes, exactly.
These third-party titles.
Which is why I was so in on it. Yeah.
Then Steam Deck came along, and that disappeared, and now we've got all the actual access to good PC handhelds.
Yeah.
So there's no reason, if you've got access to something else, there's no reason to buy the third-party titles on Switch.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see which ones do land on Switch, and how the Switch 2 dynamic changes the handheld landscape again. Yeah. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
It's obviously not going to make as much of a dent as the Switch 1 did, because we do have the Ally X, and we do have the Steam Deck here now.
Yeah, and Switch 1 already revolutionized handheld gaming. It can't do it again.
But with regards to the third-party titles coming, I wonder how successful they're going to be, and how long it will carry on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm confident that, because hopefully the price point's accessible to the average Joe, and everyone knows Nintendo. Not everyone's a PC nerd. Do you know what I mean? PC gamers, I don't know the numbers, but probably make up 15% of all gamers, So most people don't even know what a handheld PC is, So average Joe, little Billy, is going to see Switch 2 and go, yeah, I want Call of Duty I'm only 10. Can I play that? It's an 18 plus.
Yes, you can, Billy.
Yes, you can. That's what my parents let me do.
Little Billy, your favourite childhood character.
Yeah, I don't know who Little Billy is. If you're Little Billy, then it should actually. Yeah, Little Billy. Yeah.
It gets the most comments I've seen for like usually people that are disagreeing with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, Little Billy?
Yeah, Little Billy. Someone commented the other day saying, oh yes, the first thing I'm thinking of when I'm buying the Xbox is what would Little Billy and his mum think? You do realise it's kind of a joke, like it's
but also it's not for you to think about if you're not Little Billy.
It's for Little Billy and his mum.
Yeah, and Xbox. It's what Xbox needs to think about when Little Billy is thinking about buying a system. We're not talking about normal people. I don't think about what Little Billy's doing. You know, he's probably at play school right now. Who knows? Like, but yeah.
I guess the kind of final part about living with it then is the kind of recommending it to other people. Obviously, we've been hard in the amount of content we've done about it and sharing our positive experiences with it. It's very easy for me to share a positive experience because I've not actually bought it.
Yeah.
I've still just got the loan version from Asus.
Yeah.
The biggest testament for it I can say is that you day one put in the pre-order as soon as you started testing it.
Yes.
And you were dubious about it before that.
I was very excited.
We were excited to get like a pre-release version and test it and stuff. It's nice to get that access, but you weren't going to buy one.
No, I was Team Steam Deck, and I still am. I love the Steam Deck, but what I mean is, I thought I would come out of testing that and everything, just not caring and going, I'm staying with the Steam Deck, you know, which I still am because I've kept it, but I just had no thought whatsoever that I was going to buy one or even enjoy it. I thought Windows is going to suck, thought it's going to be really buggy, and I thought the performance is going to be temperamental per game. Do you know what I mean? I just thought the experience as a whole was going to be really bad. I thought it was going to be like trying to run games on like a £200 computer with like 10-year-old parts. Do you know what I mean? That you've just like mashed together. I thought this is going to not be very good. And literally the day that I started using it, I was like, oh my God, I was wrong. You know, like I was so wrong. And as the more time I spent testing it, the more I loved it. And I think it was that 2-week mark. I was like, I'm pre-ordering this. Like as soon as they went up, I was like, yes. Like, and I don't regret it whatsoever. I paid full price just like everyone else. I've even spent more because I bought a freaking 2 terabyte, like, Gen 4 drive.
NVMe,
Yeah. And switch that in, you know, like, so I've spent more than most people will have because most people will just have it stock. So I'm like fully invested and I do not regret it at all. I still haven't sold my laptop yet to fund it, but
it's for
I will
sale.
be. I will be selling it soon. But yeah, I don't regret it at all.
So it's easy. It's easy for us because we've had such positive experiences to say, it's definitely something I'd recommend if you're in the market for it. It is expensive, but once you've got it, I can 100% say it's worth it. The other biggest question mark people have when they're getting into these things, especially in the PC side of things, is how future-proof is it?
Yes.
Because obviously things are upgrading all the time. One of the most common comments I see is like, oh, it doesn't make sense to get this now because there's new APUs that have just been announced that'll be out next year.
There's a secret. There's a new APU every year.
Every year
so
it's the case.
If you have that mentality, you'll never buy anything ever. Because there's always going to be something that's bigger and better. Always. Absolutely always. I get it with like now, maybe don't buy a Switch. Do you know what I mean? Because the Switch 2 is going to be like 6 months away. So unless you buy it secondhand, it's cheap or whatever, like fine. But like with PCs, you will always be outdated. The second you buy it, it's like buying a car. Second you drive it out, you've lost 10 grand value, you know, like it's because you've used it, you know, and it's the same with PCs. They're always out of date, but these things here, I'm seeing it as, it was a year refresh from the Ally 1 to the 1.5, the Ally X, right? But I really think they're going to hold on to this for another couple of years. Like they have no reason to do incremental upgrades because that makes more work for them for all the support that they're going to have to put in because they're going to have to support the original devices and then support the new ones. They will do much better if they follow Steam Deck, you know, Valve, in having a bigger, like a longer duration until the next upgrade. It's already outdated. The Z1, you know, is already outdated because you've got you've got the Strix Point out now, which has, bigger and better graphics and everything. But
what's the future proofing of it then? How do you put someone's mind at rest with that?
And that is what we touched upon earlier with the upscaling and the frame generation, which I didn't think would be so good. I thought this is going to be like really muddy and potatoey, and it's going to be like really janky. But no, frame gen and upscaling is getting better and better and better. FSR 3 is a godsend. Like, it's incredible what you can do with that. Like, it really is. And frame gen, you get some visual artifacting, and
but very minor.
Yeah, very minor. It doesn't stop you enjoying the game. And stuff like AFMF 2, which will be coming very soon. I mean, it's out to test in like a testing stage, but that's reducing input lag and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is easily going to be able to be playing games for the next few years minimum,
Definitely.
Easily. And probably even longer if this tech keeps going forward. And I think Asus would do well to like really sort of dive in on that and then wait 2 years maybe before they then do an upgrade.
I think it'll also be helped. I'm thinking about literally last week when there was that rollout of the Windows update for Ryzen CPUs and APUs.
Yes.
23H2.
Yes.
But and that having a benchmark performance for in-game performance. But I'm also thinking about, like, when you talk about longevity, when inevitably there'll be a less resource-hungry Windows 11 that will come for handhelds as well. That's obviously going to help.
Yes.
It feels like the specs of this are perfectly balanced to offer decent game performance for the next few years. The speed and the amount of RAM that there is the right amount.
Yeah.
For all of the most demanding games that we're currently seeing.
Absolutely.
It feels like the perfectly spec'd device right now. It's not overkill and like hideously expensive because of that.
It's a really good balance, I think.
Yeah.
The price point is bang on where it should be, and I think it's going to carry on for a long time yet, and again, you can even eke out more performance with, hopefully we'll see Steam OS very soon or in the next year.
Coming. Yeah.
And for now, if not, you can, load in Bazite and you will get a few, increments of performance on some games because you don't have Windows running behind. It's a Linux base. I mean, I'm not doing that because I've got a Steam Deck. I want to be playing multiplayer games and stuff on my Ally X. But if Ally X was your only thing, or if you've got a Steam Deck, but the performance is too bad for you, get an Ally X, install Bazite, and then there you go. You got Steam Deck too.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's a great way of putting it. And its price point then suddenly makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I can't help but recommend it to everyone who asks. Everyone who asks, is it worth it? I'm like 100% yes, it is. But for me, it's a lot easier to say because I've not actually spent it.
Yes.
For you, it's actually a bit more genuine because you spent your own money on it almost straight away.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I don't know.
I would, if I had to get rid of them and buy them again, or let's just say if I got rid of the Switch, the Steam Deck, and the Ally X and could only have one, I'm sorry guys, but I'd have to get the Ally X out over all of them.
Wow.
I would absolutely opt for an Ally X because it's so good. It really is.
There you have it. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you've got an Ally X, which I know a lot of you do now, let us know how you feel about it this kind of 2 months on, or however long it's been since you've got it. If you're on the fence, I want to know why you haven't got it yet, or if you're dead against it, you can tell me too. I don't know why you would.
Absolutely.
Say it in the comments below, and whilst you're there digging around, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and what else should they consider doing, Andy?
Become a member. Yes. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
I've got a bit of a croaky voice too.
I do actually, but yeah, become a member and you can see these videos early sometimes. And also join our private Discord where I've been absent for the past week because I've actually been off.
he's just not been there. He doesn't care for you. And you can then join in the 128 KB bingo card, which I'm sure I purposely said a lot of things today to make sure they were stamped off.
I said a lot of things not purposefully, but I knew that they would be on there.
Because we're so predictable.
Yes.
Before you go, consider watching another video from us smashed between our faces. We'll be back the same time next time, like it is every time.
Yeah, indeed, at that time.
So until the next time.
Bye.